Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Iron Studios X-Men Age of Apocalypse Colossus. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And today we are taking a look at another epic Iron Studios statue. And I don't use the word epic lightly. Yes, you know I love my action figures, but I also love the most accurate physical representations of the things I love in my collection. And Iron Studios are doing exactly that. You don't have to go back too far on the channel to see what I'm talking about. Go and check out the full review of Albert and LCD. And in the 50th anniversary of Wolverine, it makes sense to do that, alright? But today's item is another Colossus item. And yes, Colossus is a big hint because it is actually the X-Men Age of Apocalypse Colossus. And if you follow this channel, then you will know I've grew to appreciate Age of Apocalypse, that alternative timeline, that alternative reality in the X-Men universe where all of our favourite characters got slightly different costumes. But there is no denying that Colossus looks epic, and this statue is massive, it's heavy, it looks like he's throwing some sort of aeroplane engine. He is going to be a beast. So that is what I'm going to open up on today's video. But if you haven't checked out Iron Studios for yourself, please do so. All the links are in the description. ironstudios.eu. Premium collectibles, handcrafted resin statues of all your favourite franchises, including Marvel, Star Wars, Turtles, DC, Disney, and so much more. Honestly, go and check them out. If you find something you like, remember to use discount code DANWHO at checkout to save yourself 10%, which is pretty good if you ask me. And during their February Insider Day, they revealed they're going to be doing statues of the X-Men animated series. X-Men 97 returns, of course, and now you can pre-order Cyclops, Gambit, and Rogue on their website right now, and we can all assume more to come. So that's exciting, but I'm excited to get this open. As I said, it looks like it's going to be a beast. So let's get it open. Now, I would usually skip the unboxing part, but I did want to highlight how well Iron Studios actually pack their items. So you can see here, it's in its very own polystyrene case coffin that when you open up, reveals all of the pieces individually packed separately in the packaging. So you can see here you get Colossus's body separate, you get the base down here, there we have that giant engine he's going to throw, and then over here you get the head with the flailing bandana as a separate piece. So very nicely packaged, it is safe for transit, and I can already see the details here. So let's take it to the review table and put it together. So let's start with the base, and hopefully the details are coming across on camera already because there are plenty there just for a base. And by the way, this has some heft to it. This is heavy to touch, and if I flip it upside down, you can see on the bottom there the official markings: the Marvel Comics Colossus X-Men Age of Apocalypse Iron Studios 1/10 scale statue. So yeah, look at the detail they have just put in the base. Now I assume this is part of some sort of aircraft, some sort of mechanical equipment, who knows, but it definitely seems like Colossus is going to be standing on some steps, and then he's ripped off this sort of engine from over here. But you can see all the battle scars and all the paint details on the side. Lots of paint details here. The base is definitely like a dark grey, and then it's layered on top with like chrome dry brushing. There's some browns and orange in there for the dirtiness as well, and the rust. And yeah, it's just really, really nicely done. And this is just one side. There we have the sort of paneling from the steps as well. And again, all the steps have some dirtiness to them. And if I spin it around over here, you can see so same details continue on this side with all these scars and gashes throughout. And then here's the mechanical part that's just been ripped off. You can see all these pipes sticking out. And yeah, they did not skimp on the detail for this, that is sure. And as I said, this is just the base. Next up, Colossus himself, but he is currently headless. So let's fix that straight away and put Colossus's head on here, which, as I said, is a separate piece with the peg holes that go into the peg there. And it's like got a magnet, like that you can feel the magnet pulling at it, so it snaps perfectly in place. And now it is absolutely seamless. You can't even tell that that is a separate part, and the magnets are definitely going to hold it in place. So now Colossus has his head. So again, no articulation on this. It is a resin statue, but you cannot deny the details on this. You're not going to get this type of detail anywhere else. And look at the chromeness of it. Of course, Colossus is made of metal skin, so you're going to have the chromeness, but even his outfit here, that gold has a bit of shine to it. The red harness has a little bit of shimmer to it as well. The sort of metal gauntlets over here as well have some wear and tear. There's just so much detail on this thing. It's absolutely immense. So you've got the boots, very nicely done. He's in like a throwing pose, and then you can see the thighs to the trunks, and then the harness. And then I love all the sort of black detail within all the sculpted creases of his body. Like, it really does make that sort of metal skin stand out. So there's the head. You can see the whited eyes, the gritted teeth, and I love how the bandanas are flaring like in an action pose. So yeah, all this detail all the way around. There's the other foot. There's the peg. That's what's going to go into the bottom of the base. But even the feet have treads. The trainers have treads, and you're not even going to see them on display, which is insane. So hopefully you can see that. And then the back view, they do not skimp on the detail from the back. This is like a full 360 display piece. So yeah, very nicely done. And again, all the harness has some buckles and sculpted details throughout as well. And the gauntlet's a little bit grittier. It's like made of a different metal. But yeah, really, really nicely done. So let's attach it to the base. So there's the base, and here we have Colossus. As I said, you get the peg there, and you can see the hole in the base like so. Again, they have got a unique shape to it, so it's impossible to get wrong. And I can already feel in that pulling in there. So again, that's probably got a magnet in there holding that in place. And again, look at that, seamless. Absolutely seamless. You can see he's standing on the bottom step up top, and obviously we have one piece missing, so let's fix that right here. This last piece is this sort of engine piece, if you will, and you can see Colossus's hand is literally inside of the engine. Like, look at that. He's like not messing around. He's literally just grabbed inside of the engine, created a hole, so his hand is like impaled within there. And then this engine itself has all this pipe work coming off, all these exhausts, and you can see the scars. Is that Weapon X maybe? There's a bit of rust in there. Very gritty, really nice battle damage throughout this thing. Really nicely done. So I can only assume that Colossus has ripped off the engine from here. So that's what he's done. He's ripped it off from here. So there's the hole. Again, it has a hollow peg, and then that will plug in like so. And there we have it. That is it, people. That is our Colossus Age of Apocalypse statue. And you cannot deny that doesn't look epic. So let me get the tape measure out so we can see what we're dealing with. So from the end of the engine to the end of the stand, you're looking at about a foot, about 12 inches. And then from top to bottom, you're looking at about maybe 10.5 inches. Or if I put it to his hand, yeah, 10.5 inches for sure. So it's a decent size. So I'm very curious to see how it scales with another Age of Apocalypse Colossus I have. But let's just get this on the rotating base and appreciate it for what it is. Pow! And would you look at that in all its glory? Genuinely does look really, really good. Even if you're not a fan of Age of Apocalypse, I don't think you can deny that this isn't an epic representation from the character, pulled from the comic book page into reality, as it does have that sort of grounded look to it with the colour palette they've chosen and the sort of grittiness to him. And you can't even tell that this is 4 individual pieces. I keep using the word seamless, but it really is. This looks like one solid, complete item. It looks very sturdy. It feels sturdy. It's got a bit of weight to it, and they did not skimp on the details all the way round. It really is a 360 display item. So you're going to have to find a place for it on the display that really does show it off. But he's in the middle of battle, so I'm sure as you buy other items from this Age of Apocalypse lineup from Iron Studios, you will have a really nice display piece. But I do have some Marvel Legends, so just for fun, let's have a look at that. And here we have the Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse Colossus next to our Iron Studio statues. And again, this is just for fun. It's an unfair comparison, as of course there's going to be so much more detail on the statue, but it's still fun to see the difference in scale. Of course, Legends are 1/12, this is 1/10, so it is a little bit bigger, but yeah, you can just see the details are so much more clear on the statue, because it actually has the black wash in between all of the sculpted lines. And the Legend has the sculpted lines, but it misses that black wash, which really does bring out the metallic body. And of course, this is all just flat red plastic in comparison to the metallic metal on his gauntlets and boots. But still, it looks fun. So yeah, there you go. There's your quick Colossus comparison. And again, just a little bit of fun. Here we have some more Marvel Legends from Age of Apocalypse. We've got Rogue, Weapon X, Morph, and Shadowcat standing on top of that giant engine as Colossus is going to throw it. Because remember, Colossus is the bigger character anyway. So if he's scaled up a tiny bit, maybe you could fudge it into a type of display if you wanted to, as this looks pretty fun on the table. Now, of course, the colour palettes are a little bit different. There's more of a sense of realism with Colossus with that gritty tone compared to the bright colours of the Marvel Legend, but it still looks fun for a display. Bringing it back to Iron Studios, just a reminder, I have a full review up on the channel right now of Albert and LCD, and I'll make sure I make a playlist for all of my Iron Studio reviews, as fingers crossed, I've got another X-Men on the way. And of course, it wouldn't be Dan Who Reviews if I didn't finish with Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. Anyone new to the channel is going to be very confused by that segment. Anyway, final thoughts on this Iron Studios 1/10 scale X-Men Age of Apocalypse Colossus. Now I'm just going to repeat and echo everything I've already said. This is obviously a premium collectible item. You really do need to check it out for yourself in person to see all the detail here. And I can imagine you having him on display with some other X-Men from the Age of Apocalypse. They are going to look epic together. And there are more available from Iron Studios, so you need to go and check out their website. Again, all the links are in the description, but it's ironstudios.eu. Lots of premium collectible handcrafted resin statues for you to choose from. Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Power Rangers, and so many more. Please go and check them out. And if you find something you like, remember to use discount code DANWHO at checkout to save yourself 10%. Now that's not too shabby, is it at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, do you have any Iron Studio products? If you do, let me know. I'm very curious to see what people are picking up and collecting. But this is an epic piece, and now I need to find a place for it in the collection. But if you like what you've seen here today and just more reviews from Marvel, then please stick around. You're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, where I'll be showing off some more Iron Studio items. Check it out. Also on Twitter, Dan Who Reviews. But until then, my name is Dan W, and I will of course see you on the next one.